had something kind of big to play for after the South Carolina game. You still had a big apple out there in front of you, but now, I mean, you know, whatever bowl game you end up going to, it's not what you've kind of been used to. Does it feel any different going into this game because of that?
No, I mean, that's just your season. I mean, we've been to 7 playoffs in 10 years, but we've been in the league championship 8 out of the last 10 years. But we haven't always been there, and we're not in. I mean, just, you know, last time we were down there, we weren't going to the championship, but we were looking forward to a bowl game, and we had a great bowl game against what was it? 23 was that Kentucky? That was a lot of fun. You know, 21, we didn't go to the championship. We played Iowa State in the Cheez-It Bowl. That's one of the funnest bowls I've been a part of. We had a ball, had a great time. It was a fun win. So no, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're in the playoff, if you're in the ACC championship game, whatever. It's all about this game. I mean, it really is. And I hope that doesn't get lost as football changes and evolves. And that's actually something that you worry about a little bit. You know, games like this being affected. The more things expand, and all of a sudden you've got a big game next week, or, you know, that's instead of a championship game, it's the first round of the playoffs, which is what you see in the NFL, right? And you got all of a sudden you don't play your starters or whatever. And, you know, I hope that doesn't get lost down the road, but who knows? But for me, it's never been about, well, we in the championship next week or we're going to the playoff. It's about this game. And, I mean, I've been here 17 years, and we've had 9 – we've been to the championship 10 times in my 17 full seasons. So 7 of those years just like this one. So it's just whatever that season presents. But it doesn't change anything for me for the importance of this game and, you know, the value of this moment. I mean, I think – I mean, that's sometimes we don't realize the value and the importance of the moment you're in until it becomes a memory, right? You know, and like you want this to be a good memory, not a bad one. So you better be locked in the moment that you're in.
In terms of bowl placement and how this season will be assessed at the end of the year, what is the difference between finishing with 6 versus 7?
I have no idea. It just means 6, 7. Is that what we got? All this? Is that a setup? Am I supposed to just jump in on that? Yeah, I'm in the know. I got 126, 17 to 23-year-olds. So, is that a setup question? I don't even know what that means. By the way, I have no idea. What that means.
Did you do it on a Wednesday Zoom a few weeks ago? Was that intentional when you did it?
It was not.
That was not.
Okay. It was absolutely not. And the only reason I knew that was my players brought that to my attention. I don't even remember what we were talking about, but I have no idea. You can ask all the people. I just win the game. We're thankful that we punched the ticket to the bowl. I mean, like, you say, oh well, that ain't no big deal. Well, it's 27 years in a row, and I think the only other team, and it's 6 wins 27 years in a row, and I think the only other teams are Oklahoma, Georgia, and Ohio State. There's 135 schools, so if that was so easy to do, I mean, that's pretty crazy to have. It's not what we set out to do, but from where we were to rally back is a lot. And again, 30 times in Clemson history, out of 130 teams, they've started 1-3 or worse, and we're only the 4th team to rally back and get 6 wins. So, again, not what we set out to do, but all you can do is respond to where you are, and these guys have responded and battled, and so I have no idea where we would go. Really don't care. I'm just glad that we have an opportunity to go play in the postseason and have one more game. Find a way to win a game. I mean, but I'm proud of these guys. I mean, you look at the NFL, the Ravens started 1-5, and I think they're 6-5 now. And because they've kept playing, now they got more games. Like we're running out of games here, but I'm proud of how they have battled, and they can only play the games they got. So we just want to try to finish the very best that we can. So wherever that takes us, it takes us, and we'll show up and get ready to play and go play a worthy opponent.
You didn't give up a sack to their ends last year, and they were pretty good. Do you feel like that's a game? What made you guys so successful in protecting last year, and then do you feel like that's something that you can replicate this year?
I hope so. I mean, it's good players. I mean, Blake Miller's a really good player, just like their good players are. Tristan Lee's a really good player, just like their players are. I mean, we have good players too. They got their job done in that game. And again, we did some good things. We just didn't finish.
Obviously, it was, I don't know if it was the whole game, but Harris, Sewell, and Colin Sadler, when you guys went back and watched the tape, how do you feel like they played back at the
Last week?
Yeah.
I thought our ones were great, both sides. Had 77 yards at the half, and explosive in the first quarter. And that's after that we started moving around guys around, and thought they did good.
How much of a role did last year against South Carolina, the inability to get Sellers on the ground, how much of a role did that play in your decision to make a change in defensive coordinator ultimately?
Not much. I mean, Wes can't tackle them. Guys are right there. I mean, it's just there's a lot that went into that, but that wasn't the sole reason. There was just a lot of reasons that felt like it was just time for a change.
South Carolina's now had 2 games with a new offensive play caller in Mike Furry. Have you seen any difference in what they're trying to do or get to offensively in the last 2 games?
I mean, I think the biggest thing, they've made a real concerted effort to get the ball, to get touches to their playmakers. And obviously you've seen Sellers, the younger brother, kind of become a bigger role, become a bigger focus for where the ball's going. And again, just pushing the ball down the field. I think that's probably been the biggest thing. But, just 2 games.
You talked about making Chris Denson live in practice. How often have you done that with scholarship quarterbacks?
We've done that several times over the years with our, 3rd and 4th guys, many times. But with him, it's been a while since we've had a guy like that in here. But we've done it most of the season.
How much is, obviously, it's very different from Sellers in terms of his makeup, but, does he help at all in terms of preparing for scramble?
Yeah, he does. He definitely helps. Unfortunately, he got, I don't know what, he got his foot stepped on yesterday, scout team, so wasn't able to finish. But that was, he was over there wearing number 16 for him, so don't really know how bad it is. I just know he wasn't able to finish practice yesterday.
With that context,
But he's different. Sellers is bigger, but they're both explosive. That's the similarities.
with Denson, obviously you mentioned the foot injury just now, but has he worked himself into a spot where he could have a package against the Gamecocks on Saturday?
I would, if you think I would answer that? You're gonna ask it though, right? I wouldn't answer that if that was the case, but you never know.
You're underdogs in this game for the first time in 12 years. Does he share that with your players? Does that like a little bit of meat to throw at the guys?
I don't ever talk about that stuff. I don't talk about that. We just talk about the game. What we got to do to win the game. If we're under, I'm sure somebody else will tell them that. They don't need me to tell them that.
You surprised you're underdogs?
Not really. We're going to a tough place. They're at home. They beat us last year. They're good. They're not surprised. Nothing surprises me anymore. There's very little that surprises me these days. Very little.
LaNorris, his rushing totals are down compared to last year, I guess. He's still a threat with his legs, but what we kind of seen in the film that kind of makes him, with his totals being lower compared to last season?
You have to ask Shane that. He's a great player to me. I think he's special. As far as evaluating their offense and all that stuff, I'll let him do that. I think he's as good a player as he's ever been. He's a problem. That's my opinion.
How much different do you expect Cade to be this time going down there? Last time when he was down there, didn't play as well. The offense didn't play as well. Having a senior quarterback going into a hostile environment, your confidence in Cade?
Yeah, I mean, I was confident when we went down there a couple years ago with Cade, and I mean, we did what we needed to do to win the game. It wasn't a great game by either team. We just found a way to win it. But that was Whitesy. We had I think we made a bunch of kicks in that game. What were we like? How many did he make? At least three field goals in that game. So, I mean, Cade's got a lot more experience now. He's been on the road a bunch, and he's played a lot of football. So, you don't win these games if your best players don't play well. That just comes with it. This is a championship game. I mean, this is a championship game. That's the blessing about, a game like this is you get a chance to play for a championship every single year when you're a part of a rivalry game like this. So they hand a trophy out after this one. So best players got to play well. Got to coach well and got to play well.
How does Thanksgiving factor in and impact the preparation?
It doesn't impact Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I mean, that's the same. Thursday's a little different, but again, you got a little more meeting time because there's no school on Wednesday or Thursday. So, always puts a little bit more on the coaches because you don't have a full Thursday like you normally do. You lose a couple hours. So the team comes in at I think our team meeting is at 10:30 on Thursday. So you lose a couple hours of prep. So you got to kind of grab that between Sunday and Wednesday night, to kind of stay on schedule with your prep process. But they'll come in at 10:30 on Thursday, and we have a normal Thursday practice, which isn't a long practice, but still a very important day from a prep and script standpoint. And then so we usually finish about 3. So typically we get done about 5:45 on Thursdays. So it's always a little shorter day. So again, just a couple hours that impacts your day. But we try to finish a little earlier because most of their parents are in town, make sure our players are somewhere. They're either at my house or one of the staff members' house, coach's house, with a teammate or their girlfriend, whatever. We make sure that they're all somewhere and nobody's alone on Thanksgiving. And we do our team meal Wednesday night. We always have our family dinner nights on Wednesday night. So that's just our family Thanksgiving night as a team. And then that way on Thursday, everybody's got a little time to go and celebrate Thanksgiving. And then we come back in here on Friday morning and we rock and roll. We usually get the Swinney tree out, get that going on Thursdays. That's kind of our little afternoon routine.
Maybe I should ask Kathleen, but what's on the Swinney menu for Thanksgiving?
I mean, the usuals. Turkey, you have all the stuff. My mom, she's in town. She makes this amazing chicken and dressing. The turkey, beans, macaroni and cheese, potatoes, everything. We'll have a big group over there. So she'll probably start today. I'm sure, get going. It'll be fun. Always enjoy Thanksgiving.
How much of a weapon can Sammy Brown be just as a quarterback spy? I know you used him in that spot this year, and he was pretty effective against LaNorris last year doing that.
Yeah, I mean, just got to be able to get his job done, and not just him. I mean, everybody's got to spy this guy. I mean, again, you can't overrush him. You can't lose your leverage on him, because if you lose your leverage on him, you're not catching him. I mean, there's just very few people that are going to be able to go and get him down without him getting a big gain. So when you do spy him, you've got to stay in phase with him. You can't get caught up in the fray. You've got to make sure you've got some separation to where you can react to him, and again, not get out leveraged. So it doesn't matter who you are. There's very few guys that can go catch him if he gets leverage on you. So, and again, it's not just him; it's everybody. It's your D tackles not burying their heads, knowing where he is, getting off blocks, eyes on him, because he's slippery. He's just a really good player, and he doesn't get enough credit. I mean, this guy can push the ball down the field, man. I mean, he can rip it. I mean, like some of these throws are, I mean, they are a long way. And that number 8, I mean, he'll just run right on out of the stadium, right? I mean, this guy can go. I mean, he's unbelievable how fast that guy is. And you saw it against A&M when he just left everybody. He caught just a hook. And you think, oh, okay, we're going to catch this guy, and then you don't. I promise you, they got fast people out there at A&M. So he's, and then there's other times, might have been early Ole Miss. I think it was Ole Miss, where, I mean, he just threw it as far as he could throw it down the field. And so he can launch it. He can launch it. You just got to not let him get comfortable. Got to do everything you can to change the looks up, and you got to win matchup. You got to win your matchup.
How much has identifying Corian as a reliable down-to-down nickel eliminated stress, especially in a matchup where the horizontal and broker can be tested for safeties, linebackers, everybody on that second, third level? Yeah,
we're proud of Corian. I mean, he's really come on, and he's finding his confidence. He's still a developing player, but he's tough. He's gritty. You know, he's a tackler, and he can run. I mean, so he's got all the attributes that we saw in the recruiting process. He just tore his ACL, and had a year to kind of find himself a little bit and get back to where he's healthy, and then it was just getting his confidence back. So it's been fun. I mean, he's playing, obviously can play corner, but I think he's really grown into that nickel role and has gained a lot of confidence. So that's a big plus for us, not just for this game, this finishing the season, but for next year. And I mean, he's just a redshirt freshman. So he's really been a bright spot for us. Again, haven't had a great season from what we had expected and hoped for, but he's been a bright spot for sure.
I think you had mentioned on Saturday